Lots of leaders on the board. How many of you got on the board? Raise your hand. Woohoo! Congrats, Meg McDonald. I see Meg, Melissa. Mini screens here. Hello. Oh, Nere. Yep. Well, congratulations. We're going to recognize those of you that got on the board. So from what I see here, because I just went through it really quickly, it looks like the head of the leaderboard is Netta. Or no, Melissa with 9. Melissa Russell, where is she? Way to go, Melissa. Seriously. I mean, you are setting the bar. You're on it every week, girl. So freaking proud of you. Congratulations. That consistency is going to pay off. I have no doubt. You're in qual for region too, aren't you? You and your team. Epic. You and your team. I love that. And then we've got, well, I said Netta because Netta's got 8 along with Tina Slater, Anya Sanderson, and Hannah Freed. So congratulations to all of you. Did anybody else get 8 or more? And I didn't mention your name because that's not cool. I want to make sure everyone gets recognized. If I didn't just recognize you and you had more than 8 or more, go ahead and just shout out right now so we can recognize you because that's massive. Oh, Trisha had 9. Trisha Dirks. Nice job, Trisha. Well done. Okay, who else here? Let's see. Anybody else have more than 8 or 9? So proud of you guys. Way to go. And all of you that got on the board, that's the goal, is to get on the board, right? The goal is just to get on the board. Even if it's 1 point, 2 points, it's so important. All right, so we have an amazing guest speaker today. We have an amazing one every week. And are you all loving these calls? Is it a game changer? Has it changed your business and your life so far? It's huge, isn't it? Isn't it so great to come together and hear? It's like live Ion Arbons, isn't it? It's like, it's the best. And honestly, Ion Arbons are what changed my life when I first started this business, because they used to send them in your box. Every order you got a new story. And I would lay in bed, Casey Howe's shaking her head because she did the same thing. I'd lay in bed every night. Before bed, I would read a story. And that is what I went to sleep dreaming about and thinking about, is what was possible. So that I really believe there's something to that, right? There's really something to these stories. And, you know, so many of us wish that they would bring that back. But I guess you could find ways. You could even, you know, yes, I used to have Stephanie said I had a binder full. Me too. I had a huge binder. And then when I met someone who had a similar story, I would copy it and give it to them or just pull it out. I would have multiple stories of different people. And it was such a big deal. I really miss those, but I know Arbon's going to work on creating more videos and lifestyle stories that we can all share virtually. So that'll be great. All right. So our guest speaker today is Mckenzie Ryan. Mckenzie is a national vice president. Are you executive national, Mckenzie, or are you national?
Not yet.
Oh, shoot.
I'm just national.
You are. Did you hear her say just? She is.
I'm a national vice president,
there
baby.
We go. Even us nationals have to be reminded, you know, of how great we are at each level. So she is one of the most beautiful women inside and out that you'll ever get the opportunity to meet. She is a single mama of 2. So all those single mamas and daddies out there, we're shouting out to you right now. You are bad. I was going to say it, asses, and I'll go ahead and say it. You are incredible, the work that you do. Beckham is 6. What a great name. I love that name. And Ella is 2. She worked in formal retail, founder of Worthy. I didn't know that. Isn't this great to learn this about you, Kenzie? She was the founder of Worthy, Loved, and Heard Ministry. That's what it was, Worthy, Loved, and Heard Ministry. She's a lover of fitness, travel, and fashion. And so she's also a lover of life and a lover of all. And she's just so sweet and kind and gracious. And if you really want to know what it takes to make it to the top of any business or any profession, it's leading from the heart. And that's all of these nationals that have trained and spoke to your heart is that they lead from their heart. And so, Mckenzie, with, I'm just so excited to have you here. Welcome, 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 sister. We can't wait to learn from you.
Thank you, Christy. Love you so much, you guys. What a day. We had a storm here and lost electricity. And as I'm getting on this call, so I'm on my phone because I don't have Wi-Fi with no electricity, and my power turns on 5 minutes after the call starts. I'm like, this is great. And it's been off for like 3 hours. So I didn't get to do my hair, no curling iron, nothing. I apologize. But we are rolling with it. So you guys, and then I was going through my notes, and I'm going to share, some of you know my story and why we're called On Mission Nation. I love that Valerie Edwards is her retreat this year is on mission. And I'm going to share a glimpse of that. I'm actually going to share some numbers with you guys that are pretty powerful. So if you have a pen and paper, write them down. If you don't have one, go get one. And then I was going through my notes, and I actually did a training for my team once on seeing in color. And I'm gonna tell you what that means. But for some reason, 15 minutes before this training, I felt super, super in my gut and in my heart that I needed to share that. So I've kind of combined the two trainings. So hang with me. But my story, you guys, is not typical. If you want to see what's typical, go to earnings.arbonne.com. I started this business about 4 years ago. It was August of 2017. It's a little over 4 years. Molly Croker, my best friend / mama / sister / all the things. She wears so many hats in my life, introduced me to this incredible business. And you guys, at the time, I was lost. I was broken. I had hit rock bottom. I had no self-worth. I had no self-confidence. I didn't have friends. I started this business and said, Molly, I have 3 friends. One was my ex-husband, and my mom, and my friend in Oregon. And I said, I don't like leaving my house. So if you're an introvert and you struggle with watching the extroverts kill it, right? I'm telling you, it is such a huge blessing to be an introvert, because you're showing other introverts that you can absolutely do this business. Was, at the time, a stressed wife. I remember borrowing money from my mom just to get by. I would have to borrow like even Christmas decorations just to decorate my house for Christmas because we couldn't afford it. Like, we were struggling. And something that I remember when Molly introduced me to this was just like, I'm desperate for anything at this point, because I actually said no to 7 other network marketing companies before Arbonne. And I was like, I have to do something different. Like, I literally, we have to do something different. I was working part-time retail and staying home with my kiddos, so that way I could, and didn't have to send them to daycare. And you guys, Arbonne just aligned with everything I was already doing. So long story short, I met with Molly against my will. She actually was friends with my mom, or she knew my mom in high school. They went to high school together, a couple of years age difference. And my mom said no. She asked my mom. She had not seen her in 25 years. And my mom volunteered me, knowing how bad I was struggling, to Molly. One thing that I loved, I think honestly why I said yes, and I want you guys to remember this, is I loved who Molly was being. I loved her energy. I loved her joy. And I just was so attracted to to how I felt when I was around her. So when you guys are doing one-on-ones, calls, all the things, how are you showing up? Are you showing up grumpy? Or if you have a bad first half of the day, are they going to feel that? Like, it's so important to show up how we know we can, and with the blessing that we have in our back pocket of Arbonne. Like, that is so important. So I said yes. You guys, I promoted to district manager within, reasonable amount of time, like within my first 4 to 6 months. And I thought that was like the best thing ever. And it is. For me, district manager is like one of the best promotions, in my opinion, because it is literally like, it's just amazing. And so I remember though, when I promoted, then I hung out for a while. I was like, okay, I'm just going to chill. I promoted. That's cool. This is going to keep paying me this, few hundred, whatever it was doing, paying for my products. That was my vision. I sat at district manager for a year, promoted to area manager. And then I was area manager for about a year and a half. And it wasn't until Molly, we were doing a coaching call. I remember sitting in my car outside of my apartment, and she said, Kenzie, this isn't your purpose. It's the vehicle to walk in it. And that's ministry for you. And when that clicked for me, I was like, let's freaking go. Like, I want to help people as much as I can. Like, I don't know what it was, but it just set my heart on fire. And so you guys, when I started this business in that first, to district manager and everything, I did not really build on social media. Yes, I'm a millennial. I'm 27 years old, but I did not build on social media. I did 6 in-person events my first month and I sold nothing. I super sucked. I wish so desperately I could pull up old Facebook events because I swear they were an hour and a half long. Like, they were bad. Like, people's ears were probably bleeding. I wouldn't shut up. They were so bad. I was probably the worst consultant I've had in 4 years, actually. So it was ugly. Like I said, I sweat so bad on calls. I got to change my shirt after because I was so nervous. I promoted to district manager with no consultants on my team, area with no districts, region with 1 area, and nation with no regions. My region promoted the same month I did to nation. I never waited on anyone. I never waited on anyone to work my business for me. I knew that I had to lead from the front, and that's because I watched Molly do that. She always was bringing in new. She was always paving the way. So then I chose GTC over a honeymoon. We couldn't afford both, and I said to my ex-husband, you know what? I got to go to GTC. So we're going to do this. Then the next year I earned the trip, and it worked out. I got denied the first time to get my Mercedes-Benz because of our previous credit. Full transparency shook me to my core, and I trusted God in that process and just thought, all right, whatever, like whatever's meant to happen is meant to happen. I ended up being able to get it. It was great. But that was just, there's so many hard, humbling experiences that I've had in this business that have made me who I am. So as much as like we love to talk about personal growth, you guys, and I'm going to talk more about this, also embrace the hard, like embrace the embarrassing, embrace the ugly parts of this business, because that makes you who you are. Like, that is what molds you into who you're truly meant to be, and lean into that. Promoted to region right in time for GTC. GTC was canceled that year. So I didn't get to wear the red dress that I ordered. Will you guys mute? I don't know who's not muted, or Christy.
But putting it off any longer might result in a problem.
Let me find it, Speedy. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So I didn't get to walk the stage. I didn't get to have a Benz Bash. I actually scheduled it, canceled because of COVID, rescheduled it, canceled again because of COVID. I didn't get to go to 2 AIT trips. My dad couldn't be there the night that I promoted to nation. He is in law enforcement and got called out to riots that night. And that was the one person that I just really, it just meant a lot to show him what I had done in this business. You guys, I have gotten on coaching calls with Molly where I'm warning my team literally in our team chat, like, team call 30 minutes, team call 10 minutes, team call 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. No, not really. But I would get on and I'm the only one on, literally. And I'm like, all right, Molly, I guess we're doing a coaching call today because nobody's showing up. So you guys, I've done hard. I literally have a whole training on like lists of things that have been hard in this business. And that's my favorite part. My favorite part has been my hard. It has been the best part of this business. But my story going region and nation is what has changed so many teams in Arbonne, so many people's lives in Arbonne. And I was just the vessel. I was just chosen to be the vehicle, you guys. I'm nothing special. I just leaned into what I knew was right in my heart and what I knew would make a difference. So I changed from, I was consistently hitting my Area Achiever Award in 2019 for about 6 to 8 months. I earned RVP to be training in California at home office, where they basically give you like training from top leaders on how to go region. During that time, I was obsessed with QV. You guys, I mean obsessed. I was obsessed with the sales. I was obsessed with the promotion. I was obsessed with going region qual. And every single month we fell short, I would say, shame on me. What did I do wrong? How did I fall short? What do I need to do different? How can I be better? All of the things. I had some coaching help. And I remember the last week of October, I literally took a mirror in front of, we used to do sticky notes with QV on it. I took a picture in front of my QV short. I think we had like 27,000 QV that month. And I woke up the first week of November. How fitting, 2 years later, exactly now. And I remember thinking, I am so done with focusing on QV. And I was saying I was focusing on people and on lives change, but I was talking, not walking the walk. Because then behind the scenes, I was refreshing that QV every couple hours. And it was during that time that I just showed up with so much belief because I had so much conviction and such a heart change. And I got on the phone with my team and I said, we're going region qual. You can come on this train, you can ride with us, or you can stay complacent, stay where you are. But we are creating a movement and we're changing lives. Our main focus is not QV. We're not talking how much QV we're away from, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking we are literally talking lives change. Our goal is to change 50 lives this month. We're going to change 50 lives. So we set a goal of 50 lives. And then this is where I'm going to share numbers with you guys. So if you have a pen and paper handy. October, when I was obsessed with the QV, we changed 38 lives. And this is new enrollments of PCs or ICs of 150 QV. And that's what I track for numbers, like when we're shooting for a goal. What we celebrate in the chat is every life change. I don't care if you're taking dinner to somebody who just had a baby. It's not even Arbonne related. I don't care if they're just purchasing deodorant or a mascara. Like, that is a life change. And we celebrate that. So I've had people message me, what does a life change mean? Like, what does that equivalent to how many? What? I'm like, it doesn't. Like, let go of you benefiting from what you're you know what I mean? How you're serving when you're serving in this business. So October, we did 38 lives change. We did 23,407. November is when I got on the phone with my team and I said, all right, we're focusing on lives change. We're going to change 50 lives. We changed 47 lives. We went region qual and we did 41,334. I can post these two. I'm going to try and go through these quickly so I can get through the training. December, how many of you guys had months where you're like all in and you're pumped? The month before is awesome. You go into the next month, your whole team, you swear they died. They just died. You're like, guys, where are you at? I thought we were on a movement to be on mission and change lives. And it's pretty quiet in the chat right now. So I literally made the decision to show up by myself. Basically, I had a few other girls working, and I sat in a coffee shop for 4 days, 12 to 14 hours a day. I remember leaving with migraines, and I did more. You guys, I knew the volume. Even with me doing that, we weren't going to get there, but I didn't care. I was so focused on how many more lives I could change and showing up and being the example for my team for the future. I'm always going to be the last man standing. I want to be the last man standing. I will never give up. I'm not a quitter. And so we changed 29 lives and we did 32,974. So we dipped down quite a bit. January was my trip to home office in California for RVP to be, where they are training us on how to go region. And I'm finishing region that month. Just so happens that when I did check my QV, we were going to finish region while I was at the training. John David was there. Everyone was there. They would have made it a huge deal. We had someone promote to region at RVP to be training. It was awesome. But you guys, I was still so obsessed with being the example of focusing on lives change, not the title, not the paycheck, not the car, not all of that. And so I prayed on it. I talked with Molly. I talked with Debbie Neal. I talked with Molly. I literally talked to everyone and said, what do I do? Do I tell my team we promoted to region? Do I not tell them? Do I focus? We are not close to the 50 lives changed yet. We still have a ways to go. Every leader told me something different. I was like, okay, this is not helping. So I literally was like, okay, what do I know is right in my heart? I could post on Instagram. I could get all the likes in the comments. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Kenzie, to your team. I could have home office throw a big, huge celebrate, all the things. That would have been me focused and title focused and car focused and RVP focused, right? So then I decided to keep my mouth shut. We're going to keep working. We're going to see what we can do. And we're going to finish with 50 lives changed. So that January 2020, we did 52 lives changed on close night. So we just finished 50 lives changed and we celebrated that. I went home a week. We finished a week earlier, 10 days early, went home, picked up my car and everything and had it in the driveway for my team when they came to close night. and surprised them. And we finished with 62,938. This is where things got a little crazy. So this is where I know God, whoever, whatever you believe in, higher power, had their hands in this experience. And this is a story that's meant to be remembered and told. So we are back on mission, what Petter wanted, and focusing on people and lives change, making a difference, and create and being a movement, Arbonne being a movement. So February, the month later, we did 101,974. And you guys, we changed 214 lives. We went from 52 to 214. March, we did 131,171. And we changed 167 lives. April, we did 279,589, and we went nation qual, and we changed 371 lives. And then May, we finished nation 192,955 for volume, and 186 lives changed. So in 5 months, without accelerated qualifications, you guys, this is what's possible because I did it. And like I said, I'm nothing special, y'all. I'm from a small town. I'm introverted at heart. I don't like leaving my house. Ask Molly. I used to make excuses all the time. Molly, I'm cleaning. I'm sweeping 10 times a day. Okay. So I can't build this business. Our team went from 52 lives changed to 371 lives changed in 5 months. In 5 months, because of one reason. We switched from focusing on sales and titles and paychecks to people. That's it. And we walked the walk. We didn't just talk the talk. So before I go into seeing in color, because I know this is the message that needs to be heard, and I actually needed to probably hear it again today, I want you to do 2 things. Go to your upline and ask what's one area you can improve in. I don't think we do this enough. Step 2 to that is be open to the criticism. Take it like a champ. Number 2, write this question down on a sticky note and put it on your mirror. Why does Arbonne need my voice? Molly asked me that question. It's something that I will forever ask the girls and guys on my team now. That is your mission. And you might not know the answer to that today, and that's okay. You might not know the answer to that in 1 year from now, and that is okay. It was 2.5 years in my business before I knew why Arbonne needed my voice. And why my voice, what influence I had, and what I could do. And then next is I want you guys to focus on, so I just, full transparency, came out of a divorce. On top of you guys, the last 18 months, I think we can all probably say it's been hard and each of our own ways. We all have our plates and everyone handles how much junk is on that plate a little differently, right? We can't compare hard. We can't compare struggle. We can't compare how we handle the hard or how we handle the struggle. The last 18 months has been hard. And I had to become obsessed with detaching my emotions from my activity. You guys, we have to fall in love with the boring. You have to fall in love with the boring in this business. And that's no, when I show up and do activity every day, yeah, I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's repetitive. It is, you got to show up even when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you do think it's boring. That's okay. You got to admit it. Like sometimes we need to be obsessed with focusing on the boring. And I think why it's so hard in this business is because we get these highs, like these calls, right? And we're a personal growth business. So we thrive and we're excited and we're pumped to go change lives and we're pumped to do our business when we are on this stuff, when we come home from a retreat. But what if you're just as pumped to do the activity and you're just as excited and you fall in love with doing the boring as much as you do as going to the retreat, or when you're coming off of a Debbie Call or a Christy Dreiling, or, fall in love with the boring. But I had to choose to show up. I had to choose to see in color despite what was happening, because for so long I felt like I was seeing in black and white. I wasn't feeling anything. anymore. I just felt numb. I wasn't finding joy in the little things. And I'm going to teach you guys, I'm going to share with you guys, hopefully something that changes your business and your life, because I think we all need it, especially now. And I want to remind you guys that your quality of your life is your emotions and your relationships. Your brain is not meant to keep you happy. It's meant to keep you alive. That's it. You choose your attitude, your emotion. You get to choose that every single day, or have help. Obviously, you know, some people need that extra help, but I want to make it a goal collectively that we will be a team with a culture of joy. Write joy down, Joy, all bold, big letters. The one word that I've heard the least probably this last year is joy. Anyone else agree? The world talks about joy as it is happiness, but they're actually very different. Everybody is looking and searching for happiness. Even look at ads. You should run out right now and get this Sleep Number bed because it's going to turn you from tired and grumpy to alive and happy. Or iPhones, it's happy, like it's click. Immediately you get whatever it's called, like happy. You're looking for happiness everywhere. We sell things based on happiness, but here's the thing: happiness is elusive. Happiness is an emotion in response to a current outcome. For example, you just promoted to regional vice president, and the next day you hear 4 no's, and you go to a place of frustration and scarce happiness, right? You might be looking at, oh, I heard 4 days the day after promoting to regional vice president. My life sucks. Dang, I heard 4 no's. Happiness is the way we respond to what just happened. Everything right now is being sold to make you happy. Like I said, the iPhone was just promised to keep you happy until you get a call and hear the word cancer. Then the phone doesn't make you happy anymore, does it? Now immediately that happiness is gone. Even selling a dream or selling a vision. And this is what I've learned about vision recently is like, you in this business, you have to be vision carriers, not vision casters. My life coach told me that you have to be vision carriers, not vision casters. You carry it even when it's hard. You carry it even when your business is shaky or your life is shaky. Everywhere we look, people are pursuing happy. So I want you to share in the chat right now, what makes you happy? Comment something in the chat. What makes you happy? Serving others, my children, community, having impact, making other people smile. Fizz, yes. Nature, my children, my kids, bringing people together, friendships, family. Sounds like a lot of relationships, right? Family, being outside, family, helping others, exercise. You guys get the gist. I didn't see one person say in the chat, me. What makes you happy? Nobody said, I do. Me. What if your answer was me? What if most of the answers in the chat said me? What if you made you so full of joy? And no matter the outward circumstances that you saw the joy in life, you chose to be happy. What are you running to bring you happiness? That could be the very thing that's keeping you from joy, because it's deterring you from you being joy to you, right? And do you have a positioned heart towards gratitude? So 2 psychologists, Dr. Robert E. Cummins of the University of California and Dr. Michael McCullough of the University of Miami have done they did a research on gratitude. In one study, they asked all participants to write a few sentences each week, focusing on particular topics. One group wrote about things they were grateful for that had occurred during the week. A second group wrote about daily irritations or things that had displeased them. And the third wrote about events that had affected them, with no emphasis on them being positive or negative. After 10 weeks, those who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. Surprisingly, they also exercised more and had fewer visits to physicians than those who focused on sources of aggravation. Gratitude is a way for people to appreciate what they have instead of always reaching for something new in the hopes it will make them happier, or thinking that they can't feel satisfied until every physical and material need is met, aka region, area, the Mercedes, the Louis Vuitton, the David Yurman ring, all of the things. Gratitude helps people refocus on what they have instead of what they lack. And although it may feel contrived at first, this mental state grows stronger with use and practice. So I want you guys to now message in the chat, give one example of gratitude that you have in this business. One thing that I keep messaging you guys, I want you to read each other's things of gratitude. One thing I see that's very common in people who are successful in this business is they have a heart of gratitude. Think of someone who is joyful in your life. One of the most joyful people that you know. Do they have a heart position towards gratitude? When you're around people like that, you see the gap, don't you? And I want you to write this down. I'll say it slow, or I'll post it in the group. Joy is a durable and permeating, which means not something that just is in you, but permeates from you. Joy is a durable and permeating gratitude rooted in unchanging outcomes. Not the current outcome, but unchanging outcomes. Joy isn't informed by circumstances. True joy informs every circumstance. This is the message the world needs to hear right now. When people aren't happy, it's normally related to current circumstance that they don't like. But when people aren't joyful, it's because they forgot to be grateful for the condition they're already in. I'm going to say that again. When people aren't happy, it's normally related to current circumstances that they don't like. But when people aren't joyful, it's because they forgot to be grateful for the condition that they're already in. Gratitude is the difference between if I'm a joyful person or not. You guys, and I used to be one of the biggest complainers on this planet, literally. I remember, and now I listen to my parents do it. I'm like, what was I doing? What was I thinking? It's like nails on a chalkboard to me at this point when I hear people complain. Success in this business does not define your joy. Who are you? I want you to ask yourself that. If your business does not define you. And for a season, I was so obsessed with what Arbonne said I was, that's what I believed was the only worth that I had, was my Arbonne business. You guys, it's so much bigger than that. This is just the vehicle. Because no matter the size of your bank account, you can still be the most miserable person on the earth. There's a Chinese saying that goes, if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. That's what we get to do every single day. Go selflessly love on people without expecting anything in return. How are you showing up to your coffee dates? Are you hoping she joins you to help you earn that achiever award or that trip? Are you pressing she buys the protein so you can make a little extra for your monthly pedicure? Or are you showing up to that coffee appointment with your ears and heart wide open, listening to her deepest desires and making it a goal to help her grow into the person that she was meant to become? I want each and every single one of you to see in color. And I believe that requires two things. One, to live in gratitude. And I mean like live. Like truly practice it daily. And 2, to selflessly love and be a servant to others. To have everlasting joy despite circumstances. And you want to grow your business, you guys, focus on gratitudes every day and go make a new friend every day. Don't be so obsessed with all of this, the next shiny penny, the house, and all the, like, go make a new friend every single day. Your business will grow. And isn't that far more attractive to think about it that way? I want you to ask yourself too, right now in the season that you're in, are you seeing in color or are you seeing in black and white? Are you feeling and experiencing day by day moments? And are you grateful for each one? Fall in love with the process, with the journey, and with who you're becoming. That's the most beautiful part about what we do, you guys. And some tips for success: go find an accountability partner. I've watched so many leaders on my team, when they have a sideline accountability partner, and when they have an accountability partner, they thrive. Talk about Arbonne often with someone. Molly and I thrive our best when we're working together, when we're talking business every single day. We, like, literally, my first, well, probably when I was going regional, we probably talked like 3 hours, probably not necessary, but we probably talked 3 hours a day. You guys, be on mission to change lives. Ask yourself, why does Arbonne need my voice? Focus on people and lives changed. Activity, activity, activity. Don't stop focusing on the next shiny penny, the next app that's going to give you the best graphics, the next app that's the best messenger for your team. Things are always going to be changing. They're always going to be changing. But at the end of the day, the only way to grow your business is to ask, right? So we feel like we're working because we have all the apps and all the how-tos and all the next shiny pennies. That's not working your Arbonne business. It's a part of it, but asking is building your business. The best time to sponsor someone is right after you sponsor someone. Have events, have events, have events. Virtually, in person, whatever. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone, have events, have you turned every single stone. I remember so many times in my business, I'm like, man, what's really keeping me back at this current space, where I am? And I knew what it was. You know what it is, you guys. You know what the 2-inch gap, you know what it is. This is big. Don't base your daily patterns on a previous season. How many of you are still basing your daily patterns on a previous season? Selflessly love as many people as you can without expecting anything in return. And you guys, to be honest, I'm a hot mess. I'm literally a hot mess. I'm like, how am I a national vice president? But I can truly 100% say I have selflessly loved people without expecting anything in return, without expecting a sale, without expecting them to join me. And I honestly think that's probably the only reason I am where I am. Because like I said, I'm a hot mess, but you won't grow weary when you are madly in love with what you do. And you will be madly in love with what you do when you are 100% committed. If you don't know what your purpose is, that's okay. We talk about whys and purposes. And sometimes I remember being in that spot where I'm like, I don't freaking know. Can we stop talking about it? Because it's really frustrating because I don't know. Know that you were made for human connection, and that is enough. That's it. You were made for human connection, and that's enough. You guys, Molly saved my life the day that she asked me to take a look at this. Not just change. She saved my life. Whose life could you save today? Just by simply asking. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Stop. When you overcomplicate it, you're making it about you. Then it's not about that other person. Remember that you're worthy, loved, and heard. You belong here and you're needed here. And the time is now. The time is now. Let yesterday be yesterday. Focus on today, and tomorrow will be tomorrow. What can you do today to save someone's life? In or out of Arbonne. Honestly, I don't care if it's business related or not. Go serve somebody and go make a new friend. So that's all that I have. I don't know if you guys do, if you want to do like open questions or anything, Christy.
Wow, sis, amazing content. This is my first time to hear you train. And It was such a gift for myself and everyone here. I love how your genius comes through, the way you're able to just really cut to the chase and get to the truth. And I really admire that gift that you have. And you said, you know, you're a hot mess. Well, I'm a hot mess with you. Okay. And Gonzo actually vouched for that. But here's the beauty in the hot mess is that our messages come from our mess. And we all have to just remember that we're all on this same beautiful ship together. And I would love for you to be my captain any day. The gift that you have to really speak into our hearts is a really beautiful gift. And the vulnerability, I think everybody here will agree that vulnerability is so beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful gifts that any person can have. And so let's ask if anybody wants to, has a comment for Kenzie, or maybe you have a question for Kenzie. Please feel free, don't be shy, jump in now. So many messages here. Love your training. This was the best training. Thank you. Glad to hear joy and faith come through your words. So many people are just really feeling the love from you right now. And they're giving love back. Unmute yourself or raise your hand and I can bring you on stage if you want to ask a question. Don't be afraid. Danny, your hand's been up the whole time. Do you want to ask a question or make a comment? Such a beautiful message. All right. They feel your heart. I needed this training so much. Thank you. You showed up and served today in such a massive way. So Kenzie, I was thinking when you were talking, I love what you were talking about when you focused on lives changed, because that's really what it's all about, right? Like, you know, the stress and anxiety that comes from people looking at numbers and trying to hit that. And what I love is that you really took your mission and you made it, you proved that it works when you quit focusing on numbers and you focus on hearts. And guys, if you don't see how powerful that message is that she shared today, if you don't implement that yourselves, she just gave you a nugget. She just gave you a secret sauce formula to maybe fast track, you know, some of your success, right? So for going from literally 38 lives to, gosh, in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months to 371 lives, that's pretty epic. But what I would love for everyone to do here is let's make a commitment. Like, how many lives are you going to touch between now and the end of the month? And I want everyone here to share how many lives. Jessica Carnes says 10. And we're going to do this too, Kenzie. How many lives? I'm going to go for 10. Let's somebody.
I'm going to go for 10.
Okay, 10 lives for me as well. Tammy said 15. How many lives are we going to touch between now and month end? Everyone contribute here. Everyone contribute. And I literally, we're going to measure this. Hopefully we'll go back and add up how many lives everybody committed to, and we'll see how close we hit our goal.
And Christy, it's funny. That's actually what our team does. This is our goal, 150 or whatever. And then leaders and people who are hungry, they claim, like, because they know they have a piece in that movement when they can contribute. And then if you guys have coaching, you're coaching people in the beginning of the next month, and you said, you know, how many lives did you change? And they say, like I did in the beginning of the call, just 3, or I only changed 3 lives. Molly asked me this, and it's so powerful. Which one would you take away? Not one. Each one is so precious. Each one, you know, it matters. And so you go through this mindset shift of abundance. No matter how many lives you change, it matters.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, I think we forget, some of the statistics that I've read recently, and most of you know that 70% of Americans are overweight or obese, and this is Americans, so Canadians and Aussies, I don't know what the numbers are where you're at, but also 70% of people are unhappy in what they do, right? Over 70%. So it's like, when you think about that, you think, I think Mckenzie got frozen. Hopefully she comes back here in a second. Are you there, Kens? Yeah, I heard her. She said my Zoom froze. Shoot. If you really think about 10 out of every 10 people you meet, 7 of them either need or want to get healthy, or they want an opportunity to be more joyful and happy. How crazy is that, right? Every 10 people that you get to cross their path, you get the opportunity. So find that way within yourself to stop worrying so much about what it is that, how they're going to perceive you, or if they're going to love you, or if they're going to reject you. There you are, sis. Yay. And instead just serve unconditionally, right? Oh, Melissa, we see your sweet little love bug there. I don't know how. That's great. All right, Kinsey, I don't know where you went. I think maybe we have lost Kins, but we are so excited and grateful that we had this time and space with her today, and so excited for so many of you to be, to be here and to be on this journey with all of us, and learning and growing and showing up and contributing and just honoring the speakers, and honoring your sidelines, honoring your downlines, your uplines, and just coming together to create a better world. And a better world is really where we have to decide that we want that, right? We're tired of living in the pain or the past, or living in our fear or our doubt or our worry. And Kinsey's a great example that of her vulnerability, and just sharing her the aspects of herself that that many people think that you have to be an extrovert, you have to be outgoing, you have to love people, she has a heart for service. It didn't mean she enjoys being in the spotlight. She has a heart for service, and she was able to use Arbonne as the vehicle, as her mission work, right? And this is her mission, and this is your mission, because you're here and you are a big important part of the transformation of thousands and millions of lives. So thank you so much. We lost you, Kinsey. We love you. Everyone, you get to hear from Kinsey and her team all week. So she's going to be sharing posts and more inspiration. Make sure you go to the Facebook page daily, and connect with everyone, and share any inspiration too that you have, any videos or great music that inspires you when you're working. That's what this platform is for. It's for us to connect, share, and to collaborate. So have a beautiful rest of your Sunday and a great start to your Monday. We love you, and we'll see you next Sunday. Have a beautiful one, everyone. Love you guys so much. Bye-bye.